everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card using the stamp set Horn of Plenty. So let's get started. Here's the stamp set and it comes with a coordinating thin cut. I'm going to use all the stamps in this set for this card. And then I'm going to use some papers from the Mix-In collection and from Pumpkin Spice. So I'm going to start out by stamping the cornucopia on white daisy cardstock with black ink because I'm going to color it in with the tri-blend markers. Okay, so we'll get that image stamped out and then I'm going to trim it down to a size that I can work with and save the rest of that for another project. And then I'm going to bring in my tri-blends. So I'll do most of my coloring off screen. So I'll get started here. And then we'll skip ahead. Okay, so now my cornucopia is all colored in and I'm going to cut it out with the coordinating thin cut. So I brought my Big Shot in and we'll just run this through. And get it all lined up and secured with purple tape and just run it on through and it cuts it out perfectly. Okay. So now I'm going to start trimming my cardstock. So this is a piece of the Mix-In papers, and I'm going to cut this at 3.5 inches square. And that'll be the base behind my cornucopia. Then I'll bring in a piece of Harbor, and this is the dark side. I'm going to cut this at 3 3/4 inches square to mat that piece of Mix-In. And then my base is going to be the dark side of Paprika. So I'm going to cut this at an A2 card size, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5. And that'll be my base. And then I thought I was going to use the polka dot papers from Pumpkin Spice, but then I decided on this gray plaid, and it's also part of the collection. So I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4 by 4. The polka dots were a little too busy and it took attention away from the cornucopia. So I want the focus to be the cornucopia. So I'll place that down and then I'm going to use this zip strip that's from Pumpkin Spice and I'm going to cut that at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to use some of this gold shimmer trim and it's going to be above and below that zip strip just for a pop of sparkle underneath there. Okay, so now that's the general design of the card. Now I'm going to stamp on this piece of Mix-In my sentiments. Okay, so this is a teensy tiny font, but it's super pretty and it says there's always something to be grateful for. So I'm going to stamp that out and I'm using the lines on the plaid to kind of guide me. And then I'm going to stamp the word thankful right above the cornucopia. Such a pretty stamp set. Okay, we'll get cleaned up and then we can start building the card. All right, so I've got a card base here. We'll get that folded and ready to go. And then I'm going to just start putting cardstock down with Tombow tape. So we'll get that piece of Paprika down. And then we'll get the Pumpkin Spice over it with a little border of Paprika around it. I love all the colors in this collection. So pretty. And then I'll mat my plaid Mix-In paper. I'm going to pop this with some foam tape or foam, craft foam. So I'm just trimming it down so it's just a little bit smaller. And then I'll put that down with the white Tombow glue. It's super sticky and it's really good for craft foam. We'll get that down and then I'll put a block on top of it to let it set up and start to adhere. All right, and then I'm going to attach my cornucopia with some thin foam tape. So that's all ready to go. Love all these fall colors. What's your favorite season? Mine is fall. I love all the leaves changing and all the different colors. So now I'm going to add that rose gold shimmer trim, and it's a 1/2 inch. So when you put them both together, you have 1 inch, and then I'll place that zip strip in the middle, and that's also a 1/2 inch. So it gets bordered by the rose gold on the top and the bottom. Okay, so did you know that you can color these acrylic pieces with your tri-blend markers? So I've got kind of a paprika colored marker here, and I'm just coloring over it and taking the white away and making it paprika. So then I'll attach that with a couple glue dots, touch up some areas there. And now my white heart is now paprika colored. And then for the last touch, I'm going to add some gold embellishing thread. So you just loop it around your fingers and use glue dots. And then I like to use my piercing tool to just kind of push it underneath whatever element I want to hide it under. So push that in and make it pretty. And there's my finished card. So all of these supplies are currently available in my online store. I'll make a list with links in the description below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And thanks for watching.